Episode 1. Paradise Before the Storm. Chapter 1. Chasing the Horizon. The Pacific shimmered beneath the golden morning sun, calm enough to reflect every cloud in the sky. At the private marina in Honolulu, luxury yachts swayed gently against the docks while gulls circled overhead. 23-year-old Lucian Carter stood at the end of Pier 7, nervously checking his watch. Although millions of people knew him as a travel filmmaker who explored the world's most remote places, today he wasn't thinking about cameras or documentaries. Today was about Celeste. As she walked toward him wearing a flowing white summer dress and carrying her old film camera, Lucian couldn't help but smile. "You're acting suspicious," she teased. "I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. You've smiled like that exactly twice." "When?" "The day we met." She stepped closer. "And the day you accidentally set your kitchen on fire." Lucian laughed. "Come with me." He led her down the pier until they stopped before a breathtaking 40-foot sailing yacht. Its polished white hull reflected the morning sunlight. Silver letters across the side read, ### Blue Horizon. Celeste froze. "You rented this?" "For a week." She looked at him in disbelief. "Lucian, this must have cost you everything." He shook his head. "No. Losing you almost did." Her smile slowly disappeared. 3 months earlier, they had nearly ended their relationship. Lucian's obsession with dangerous expeditions had always come before everything else. Birthdays, anniversaries, promises. He was always chasing the next adventure. This voyage wasn't about adventure. It was about fixing what they almost lost. He gently took both of her hands. "No cameras. No work. No emails. No satellite phone. For 7 days. It's just you and me." Celeste stared into his eyes for several seconds before smiling. "I've missed this version of you." They kissed as the yacht slowly left the harbor, leaving the city behind. Neither of them noticed an old fisherman watching silently from another dock. His smile never reached his eyes. Chapter 2. Lovers of the Sea. The first 2 days felt like paradise. They anchored near hidden coral reefs untouched by tourists. They swam beside sea turtles that seemed almost curious enough to follow them. Bright schools of tropical fish shimmered beneath the crystal-clear water. Lucian laughed more during those 2 days than he had in months. Without cameras, he wasn't documenting life anymore. He was finally living it. That afternoon they climbed onto a tiny sandbar surrounded by endless blue ocean. There was no one else for miles. Celeste lay beside him in the warm sand. "If we disappeared right now," Lucian looked at her, "would anyone find us?" He smiled. "Eventually." She laughed. "I don't know why you always answer the scary questions." As the sun began to set, they danced barefoot on the yacht's deck. A small speaker played old love songs while the Pacific glowed orange around them. Lucian pulled a tiny velvet box from his pocket. Celeste's heart skipped. Instead of a ring, inside was an antique silver compass. Its lid contained an engraving. "No matter where the world takes us, I'll always find my way back to you." Tears filled her eyes. "It's beautiful. It belonged to my grandfather. He survived crossing the Atlantic with it." Celeste wrapped her arms around him. "Promise me we'll grow old together." Lucian kissed her forehead. "I promise." Far beneath the yacht, something enormous silently moved through the darkness. Neither of them noticed. Chapter 3. The Last Perfect Sunset. On the third afternoon they spotted a weathered wooden fishing boat drifting nearby. Its captain was an elderly fisherman whose face looked as though the Pacific had carved every wrinkle into his skin. He waved them closer. "You shouldn't be sailing west." Lucian smiled politely. "We're only exploring." The old man shook his head. "Beyond this point, the ocean changes." Celeste frowned. "What do you mean?" The fisherman pointed toward the distant horizon. "There's a place sailors call Black Current. The water becomes darker. The birds disappear. The wind stops. And if you hear singing—" He looked directly at Celeste. "Don't answer it." A chill ran through her. Lucian tried to laugh. "You don't really believe that, do you?" The old fisherman didn't smile. "I've buried too many friends not to." He reached into his pocket and handed Lucian a faded photograph. It showed another young couple standing on a yacht almost identical to theirs. Written on the back were the words, "Missing, 1998. They crossed Black Current. They were never seen again." The fisherman started his engine. Before leaving, he looked back one final time. The Pacific always takes something in return. His boat disappeared into the distance. Silence settled over the sea. For the first time since leaving shore, neither Lucian nor Celeste felt completely safe. Chapter 4. Midnight Without Stars. That night the Pacific became unnaturally quiet. No wind, no waves, no birds. The sails hung motionless. The compass began spinning wildly. Then, every light on the yacht flickered at once. Lucian rushed to the controls. "The electronics are acting weird." Before Celeste could answer, a deafening crack of thunder split the sky. Dark clouds rolled across the horizon with impossible speed. Within minutes, the stars vanished. Rain exploded across the deck. Winds screamed through the sails. Towering waves slammed into the yacht from every direction. Lucian fought desperately to keep control. Then lightning illuminated something that made his blood freeze. A mountain of water. A rogue wave. Far larger than the yacht itself. "Hold on!" he shouted. The wave struck with catastrophic force. The mast snapped in half. Glass shattered. The yacht rolled violently. Freezing seawater swallowed them. Lucian fought toward the surface. "Celeste!" Another wave crashed over him. For several terrifying seconds he couldn't find her. Then, "Lucian!" He turned toward her voice. She was clinging to floating wreckage. He swam with everything he had left. Just before another wave separated them forever, he grabbed her hand. Nearby, the emergency life raft inflated automatically. Together they climbed inside, soaked, shivering, and exhausted. Behind them, the blue horizon slowly disappeared beneath the Pacific Ocean. The place where they had laughed only hours earlier became nothing but empty water. Episode 1 ending. Morning finally arrived. The storm had vanished as though it had never happened. Lucian searched the emergency survival kit. 1 bottle of drinking water, a handful of emergency rations, a flare gun, fishing gear, medical supplies, an emergency locator beacon. He switched it on. A green light blinked. "They'll find us," he whispered. Celeste nodded, trying to believe him. Hours passed. No ships, no helicopters, no planes, only endless blue water in every direction. As the sun set, The beacon suddenly gave one final blink, then went dark, dead. Lucien stared silently at the tiny device in his hands. Celeste looked around at the endless Pacific. Her voice trembled. "No one knows where we are, do they?" Lucien couldn't answer. The camera slowly pulls away from the tiny orange life raft until it becomes almost invisible against the vast Pacific Ocean. Thousands of miles of open water surround them. Above, a commercial airplane silently crosses the sky, completely unaware that two people below are beginning a fight for survival that will change them forever. To be continued.